Have you ever dreamed of a life filled with adventure, unimaginable riches, and tales so wild they sound like pure fantasy? Well, pull up a chair, because today we're re-diving into the legendary voyages of one of the greatest adventurers of all time, Sinbad the Sailor. Our story begins in the bustling city of Baghdad, where a poor porter named Sinbad rests outside a magnificent palace. He complains to the heavens about his misfortune compared to the palace's owner. Overhearing him, the master of the house invites him in. This, my friends, is Sinbad, a wealthy merchant who earned his fortune not through inheritance, but through 7 incredible and perilous voyages, eager to share his story. Sinbad begins with his first journey. After spending the fortune his father left him, a young and ambitious Sinbad decided to become a merchant sailor. He set sail from Bosra with a ship full of goods. One day, they came across what looked like a beautiful green island. The crew went ashore to relax and light a fire. But this was no island. It was a colossal whale, fast asleep on the ocean surface. Awakened by the heat, the creature thrashed and dove deep into the sea, throwing everyone into the water. While the ship sailed away, leaving him for lost, Sinbad clung desperately to a wooden trough. He drifted for what felt like an eternity, at the mercy of the waves, until he washed ashore on a real island. There, he discovered a magnificent white dome. As he examined it, the sky grew dark. A gigantic bird, the legendary roc, descended and settled upon the dome, which was, in fact, its egg. Thinking fast, Sinbad tied himself to the roc's leg with his turban. When the bird took flight the next morning, it carried him high into the sky and dropped him in a deep, inescapable valley. But this was no ordinary valley. The ground was covered in diamonds. The only problem, it was also swarming with giant, terrifying snakes. Sinbad's luck hadn't run out. No. He knew of a local custom where merchants would throw huge chunks of meat into the valley. The diamonds would stick to the meat, and eagles would then carry the meat back to their nests, where the merchants could retrieve the jewels. Sinbad grabbed a bag full of the largest diamonds he could find, tied a piece of meat to his back, and waited. An eagle swooped down, grabbed the meat, and carried him out of the valley, right to the astonished merchants. With his newfound wealth, Sinbad made his way back to Baghdad, a much richer and wiser man. But the call of the sea is a powerful one. His first voyage was just the beginning. On his second, he was again abandoned on an island, faced the rocks once more, and navigated a river that flowed through a dark cavern, eventually leading him to a kingdom where he was hailed as a hero. On his third, he was shipwrecked and captured by a monstrous, one-eyed giant who ate his crewmates one by one. Sinbad, using his quick wit, managed to blind the creature and escape on a raft he built himself. Each journey was more fantastical than the last. He encountered cannibalistic apes, a king who rode on his shoulders, and an elephant graveyard filled with priceless ivory. He was sold into servitude, buried alive with his deceased wife in a strange land, and soared through the sky on feathered wings. Through it all, Sinbad relied on his courage, his intelligence, and a little bit of luck to not only survive, but to return to Baghdad each time with even greater riches and more incredible stories to tell. By the end of the 7th day, the poor porter Sinbad was no longer envious. He was inspired. He understood that Sinbad's immense wealth was earned through incredible hardship and bravery. Sinbad, in his generosity, gifted Sinbad a handsome sum of money and made him a regular guest in his home, forever bridging the gap between their two worlds. Sinbad's tales remind us that the greatest treasures in life often lie at the end of the most challenging journeys. They're a testament to the power of the human spirit to overcome any obstacle. So, what adventures are waiting for you? Thanks for joining us on this legendary tale. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure. See you in the next video.